Hey everybody, welcome to Primetime Kitchen's How Tuesday, episode number 24. It's a very special episode. In the background you can hear, we'll explain in a second. Well, there they are. They're coming in right now. These fools, my God almighty. It's so bad. It's going to get worse. I mean, they're horrible human beings, and we'll exploit that in 1 second. Welcome to the show. I'm Jim. That's my wife, Tori. Say hi, Tori. Say hi, Tori.
Hi.
Say hi, Tori. Are you drinking tonight? Oh, that's right.
I am.
You got a fistful of Tito's. I'm just drinking some Stella tonight because I just felt like having some Stella. I've been drinking a lot of IPAs and Belgian ales. I needed a little break, something like this, kind of wash it down. Good old crisp lager. Nothing wrong with Stella. Plus, on sale at Publix, $12.99 12-pack. That's not bad at all. Let's see, what do we have tonight? Tonight we want you to visit ptkradio.com during the video, if you don't mind. Like and share as much as you possibly can. We try to get the word out as much as we can do. We do have some things coming up, but nothing to really talk about. We're just going to cook and have fun with the boys tonight. And we're making a couple things that you can take to your Thanksgiving dinner. It's super easy. So everybody does yams, everybody does green bean casserole. It all sucks. Your aunts...
Mine doesn't suck. My green bean casserole is the joint... Go ahead.
So you're right, baby. It is it's the finest green bean casserole I think I've tasted.
You want to know what my secret is?
And what's your secret? What's your secret outside of the recipe that actually is on the label on the can? What do you do special?
It's the French cut green beans.
Right. That's a long kept secret. You're right. So because they put them right beside each other in the store, to throw everybody off. So I could understand how you could find them and maybe everybody else couldn't. But I appreciate it. Let me guess, cream of mush. Oh,
no,
man.
I put a little cream.
Really? Mm-hmm. That's awesome. I mean, again, setting a different standard for green bean casserole. No, dude. She's the worst ever. So we're making corn pudding tonight. We actually want you to take this to your Thanksgiving dinner. It's a really good foil for roasted meat, salty meat, stuff like that. It's a little sweet. Yeah. It's savory because of the corn. Tons of texture in there. Easy, and cheap to make, which we love. When we get that in the oven, we're gonna make some of our great deviled eggs. We're going to put a little chipotle in there. We're going to dough them up nice. It's a little something different for Thanksgiving. We get away from that tradition with that stupid relish in your dill pickles. My God, get rid of that. What are you? Like a 90?
I like sweet relish.
Baby, you know who else has? The Golden Girls. They love it. They think it's awesome.
It's so good.
They think it's new and sassy.
All right, so what are you drinking?
Stella Artois, just easy sell. You're drinking...
And I'm drinking Tito's.
About 20 ounces of straight Tito's. Oh, nice. The guy
White Claw.
Oh, yeah.
Daniel's drinking what Roofer's drinking. He's on meth and drinking a Monster Energy drink is ultraviolet. What does that mean?
I'm drinking a Monster Energy Ultraviolet.
When you buy that, I think you get a nail gun.
And it says on the back, unleash the purple funk.
What does that mean?
I don't know. I like it.
That's a meth reference.
We're going to do that right after the show. So, all right, let's get started. So let's get this corn pudding going, guys. Now, I don't know, have you guys ever...
How about you corn putting my balls in my
Stupid.
We gotta plug our event.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. That's the whole reason we're here. We're not here because
I understand.
He's here to cook because he doesn't cook.
It's the same thing I've done to you for 15 times. So go ahead.
Hey, listen, I didn't come over here to watch Old Man cook for beer.
That's almost what I was going to name my show, Old Man Cooks for
Would it be possible for you to cook his beard off?
Oh, come on. It's off-putting.
All you need is a waft.
All he needs is give him the shoe knife.
It does look a little wiry. I ain't gonna lie.
I have a problem with that.
Yeah, it's fine. It's uncomfortable for all of us. Because it's weird. You have the hair of a 1950s schoolboy and the beard of a 91-year-old fry cook at a 1-2-3 China.
His beard looks like a long-haired Jack Russell Terrier.
You're like a wire doxy.
I tried to oil it down right before I got here.
Never oiled.
That oiled?
No.
Oh my God.
You should see it unoiled. Unoiled, it looks like an old toothbrush.
Yeah, it's bad.
Like you'd be cleaning the ground.
Listen,
Plug the event.
Your mustache looks like Mark Twain's eyebrows.
Why did they come here?
I
did nothing to you. All I did is try to promote your cooking show.
All right, so the Bad at Business Beer Fest is coming up this weekend.
Yeah. It's going to be Saturday.
Yeah.
I would get there around noon. We start serving beer at 2. We end at 4. It's completely free.
Yeah, it's free. You just got to be 21.
So show up. I show up early. We got 2,500 sample cups.
Damn.
We're also doing a $10 full pour cup.
Yeah, full pour cup.
Yellow Brick Road, a charity that we endorse.
Yeah, if you don't know what Yellow Brick Road is, it's a charity that helps kids that might have heart defects, and it helps them to. They build these cool wagons so the kids can actually leave their hospital rooms, get pulled around the hospital, maybe see their family go out into a garden.
Oh, wow, that's
you can
cool.
attach all the IV and all the medicines that they might need to the wagon. Unfortunately, the wagons are about $1,000 a piece.
Whoa!
So we try to raise as much money as humanly possible to get these kids out and help them out.
Yeah,
Wow.
so show up it's in Sanford, West End. It's a big L between West End Trading Company and Celery City. It's a street party. So it's this Saturday. Get
Live
there around
music,
noon.
food trucks,
Yeah.
all that.
Yeah.
Are we?
Yeah, we're actually coming out, and we're going to bring a
Yeah.
bunch of Primetime Kitchen, like koozies and
Yes.
stuff. and throw
Oh
'em
man,
out. We're gonna have a
our
bunch of
dudes are
cool
gonna love
stuff.
that.
Jimmy's
Yeah.
going to be selling some merch on our merch tent.
Oh, great.
We'll donate some of the proceeds to Yellow Brick Road as well.
All right, cool, awesome.
Yeah.
And then, so that's Saturday. Then the next day is, what is that?
Yeah, it's all right. Don't worry
Hold
about
on.
it. It's a boat.
I was
We're good.
feeding my
It's a
kids.
boat.
It's a booger?
Yeah, it's a boat.
Your kids are
It's a
grown.
boat.
You're feeding them.
are.
Tommy just likes to
You're-
eat his own food.
Your plug's not.
Sometimes.
You have to
no.
spit it
You're
in his
plugging so
mouth.
hard you've snotted.
I don't mean to be mean, but you hand feed a 3-year-old.
No, I don't always.
he dog?
He's having a rough day. He just got his glasses.
Oh, they're adorable though.
Yeah. I know. I was like, oh,
Yeah.
my perfect son.
He looks like Horace Grant.
He's got to get the straps.
He does. But at least though, when he dunks, it won't fall on his head.
Yeah.
All right, I think we're ruining your show. Anyway,
no.
then the next
It couldn't
day.
get worse.
So,
No, you've never. Like Tori ruins the show every week.
Yeah, she does.
I know.
Deliberately.
Right now, all of you guys have wizards
Yeah,
blowing
do we have
fire when you
wizards?
talk.
It's gonna happen.
No,
Usually
stop.
at the end of the show, Jimmy, because she
I
gets
seen
sleep.
it.
I'm all serious, and then she starts laughing because she can't control herself. My wife is, by the way, my wife is addicted to videos of geese attacking people.
That is pretty funny.
Yeah, it's over. So, Bad at Business Beer Fest this weekend, West End,
Yeah.
starts around noon, pouring around 2 o'clock.
Yeah.
For $10 Yellow Brick Road, you get a full pour cup.
And everything else is free.
And
so
everything
if
else is free.
Maybe you don't have $10, but you want to come out and party. We'll come out and party.
Yeah, and the next day, Sofa and Sons. So we'll be hosting that Sofa races. So, okay.
And,
let's go.
honestly, I got nothing going this weekend. I may be an annoying
No,
dude
come
all
out.
weekend
This
long,
year
so.
they added recliner races, which is super dangerous.
Yeah.
So we'll see how that goes.
And that's
You know,
free. It's a free weekend in
It's
Sanford.
all free.
And the sofa race has been going. You guys have been doing this like 4 or 5
This
years
is like
ago.
our 5th year,
Yeah, it's our
and
fifth.
but this is the first year that they're bringing back recliners, which we'll see how
It's
that
super
goes.
sketchy.
Normally, normally when we get out there, they give us the speech about like, "Hey guys, just you got to tell everybody to be cool." I'm like, "Look, this isn't on us."
Wait, you don't understand. We don't control them. They show up, and we're just here. We actually are
Yeah.
afraid of them.
Yeah,
So-
exactly.
All right, let's get started cooking this
Jeremy
thing.
said this isn't a comedy hour with Tom and Doug.
What's
This is
that?
prime.
Comedy hour. All right, here we go. So, corn pudding. Here's how this basically starts. This is pretty simple stuff, all right? So, basically, you're using an egg base. You're mixing everything together with all your corn and stuff, and then you basically throw it in the oven. The eggs cook up. They bind everything together, but it's not like scrambled eggs. They work with the cream and the milk and all the other flavors.
It's not like a souffle, is it?
It's not, but it's close. You can turn this into a souffle, just doing a couple other things. But so basically, what we do is we like to get a little butter going, actually cream cheese, and we want to. Basically, this is a very hearty kind of thing. Now, you don't mind whisking, do you?
No, I don't know exactly what that means. I mean, I know what whisking is, but I don't know exactly how to do it. I thought there was machines for that.
There we go.
Like,
Two drawers down, buddy.
Oh, I don't know about you, dude. This is not going to go well, I don't think. So what we want to do is this is I put this out a little bit before we got started. So this is about 4 ounces of cream cheese.
They're all saying make Tom cook.
I agree because
Yeah.
I actually text Jimmy all the time for tips.
Yeah.
I know Tom does not. So my dream was to watch Jimmy bully Tom in cooking. This is perfect for me.
And that's exactly what's going to happen. So Daniel, if another one of your dreams tonight will come true. You're going to bully Tom into doing something that he's super uncomfortable with.
okay, so there's a lot of butter and cream
Butter.
cheese, right? Like,
Well, there's a lot of
not healthy.
Well, I mean, well, it's not going to be a part of any of your power bars.
I mean, obviously you can tell by his physique. This guy is he's a CrossFit master.
Super concerned with his physique. So I want you to take this, if you don't mind.
Okay.
Take this whisk. We want to get this cream cheese kind of a little warm and whipped.
You gonna
and
let
kind of
him
stirred
do
up.
it?
Yeah.
Okay, all right, so you whisk it up.
Hey, keep it in
If you
the.
don't mind, I would like to keep most of that in.
And what am I trying to do? It's all
Yeah, you're-
stuck in the baton.
Check it
You're
out.
trying to kind of warm it up and work.
It's not a baton.
I mean, we understand that you're a millennial and you put 11 seconds of work into it and it didn't work out for you, so you're ready to quit.
I don't know this is a conservative show.
We know you're.
It's all got stuck inside. What do we do? You hammer it out?
Yeah, and you just.
There's got to be a better way. Oh, no.
All right.
Okay.
So we're gonna.
Oh, that one's on the.
So here's how you do it. I mean, seriously, there's a way to do it.
Okay.
So,
Well, then why don't you tell me that?
Stop. You're yelling at me. It's making me mad. So we're gonna put a little milk in there.
Yeah.
Probably about a third of a cup. Now work that all together, please.
Okay.
And while you're doing that, I'm gonna stir up. We're actually gonna have Daniel.
Did you wash your hands?
No, I don't.
No, I know Jimmy did. But...
Well, we're not cooking this for like a restaurant here.
Oh, you want to?
Jimmy's gonna eat it.
Well, you want to show the viewers
drunk later.
cross contamination? No, you want to be.
Tom, I don't know if you know this, but people actually watch the show and do this stuff at home.
I wash my hands in Jimmy's sprinklers when I go out to the
Well, that's reclaimed water. All right, so I want to have Daniel. Oh, double yolk.
Oh, double yolk? I didn't even get it. Oh.
I've never seen a double yolk in my entire
Daniel,
life.
grab.
Really? Yeah, how it happens all the time.
You know what? I get those like cage-free eggs.
Does that mean that chicken would have had a twin?
Oh man.
There you go.
Yep. You're eating twin babies.
There you go.
Am I whipping them?
Yeah, get him going. Now, there's two ways you can actually hold a whisk. Daniel's just the one with the little lip like that. But there's also the where you like a drumstick, and Daniel's a percussionist. So, and a lot of good. There you go. A lot of the pros will take it. They hold that board up and they get that hand going like that. You made an absolute mess.
No, it's the same. I'm just mixing it together.
I mean, it's gonna be fine, but you have made an absolute terror mess with that.
You can't. There's got to be a different instrument for this.
Those in here, a couple eggs in there.
Henry wants to know what double yolk means. It means there was two yolks
There's two
in the
yolks in there.
How do you not know that?
Incorporate that.
Henry, you're an idiot. I don't mean to insult your face. But what
you
kind?
just did.
What part of double yolk did you not understand?
Well, they're laughing at you because you called the whisk a baton.
Okay.
Oh, irony. All right, now we'll hold that good for right now because we're gonna add some other stuff to that. So let's set this up to the side right now.
Cool.
Now, who wants to cut some stuff?
I think you can handle that.
All right, now corn's out of season, so we're having to get this packaged corn. And there's a little trick I use. Now, when we make this corn pudding, you can do it with cans, okay? You don't have to do this. We actually have a couple cans here.
Okay.
We have one of cream corn that we're gonna put in there as well.
Okay.
Okay, but you don't have to do that. Here's a little trick we learned a while back when it comes to cutting corn.
What is this you're doing?
Bro, this is fancy.
I do not know this trick.
This is old Palaka Gem cutting corn.
No, you know what's funny is my dad used to cut his corn off the cob. He had to because he busted out his front tooth, or front teeth rather, in an ice skating accident. So he always had to do this. So I learned how to. Like,
Cut the
I would
corn?
cut my dad's corn for him.
That's
Your dad busted his front teeth out.
in ice skating. He was ice skating like this with his hands in his pockets like this, right?
That's all. That's how rednecks do
And
it.
he's a bad. No, but he was a really good ice skater.
And
He
they're
was skating,
jeans.
and then he saw my mom, and he was like skating backwards, and he's like, "Look at this, because I'm gonna give it to you."
God,
and he's doing like this, and then he like went like this, and then he couldn't pull his hands out fast enough.
Oh, face
because he must
first.
have had on totally tight
yeah,
nut
yeah,
snuffers.
yeah. Oh, yeah.
And he smashed his face on the ice, and he broke his teeth.
Skin
out.
tight
Oh my
cords.
God.
Skin tight cords, and you know it just raging. All right.
Maisie's
So then you
watching.
cut his corn.
Yeah. So what you want to do is.
All right.
Now
So,
Don't
Oh,
touch
that's-
your hand.
Hold on, stop.
Like
Don't
live.
move that, please.
Okay.
That's cilantro. We don't want cilantro in our corn pudding. That
hold on.
was
What kind of knives are these?
That's a Shun
That's a
knife.
badass knife.
Okay.
So you want to be very careful and not cut yourself. That is a really sharp
Do I
knife.
do?
Yeah, you can do that. And
If
just-
my wife is watching, a shoe knife would be awesome for me for Christmas. And where can you get those, Jim?
Well, you can get those at Wassie's Meats, Dan, who brings you Primetime Kitchen. They're our key sponsor, and they have been for 2 years. Yes. By the way, these guys, #1 big green egg dealer in all of Central Florida, and the reason why is because they sell so many. You'll never get a better price, and you'll never have more in stock. They always have them. And
Good job, buddy.
And
yeah, that's actually very good.
And that's the, I like, you guys are patronizing me like I'm,
No.
like
job.
I'm a child or special needs. They're like, oh, you cut the corn real good.
Oh.
Another
I'm a
nickel,
business owner.
another wish granted. So we're gonna do one more of these.
That's awful.
And so the reason why you want this is because this corn still has on the guy. It's nice and sweet still. It has that great natural water in it,
Juicy piece of corn.
which it'll. That's odd. Which it'll release right into our dish, and we want that. So this will be we'll call this our natural corn, which we'll use. This is probably about 2 cups. By the way, an ear of corn.
Cilantro.
That's fine. An ear of corn is about a half to 3/4 of a cup of corn. So when you get an ear or whatever, this is going to make almost 3 good full cups.
In season, is there a particular that you
Hey,
would
Nancy.
prefer or other than
Zellwood Sweet, man. I just get that
so right up the road?
Yep, Zellwood Sweet. By the way, that corn from Zellwood is its own strain. So you can't. I mean, that's known for having that great sugar content and sweetness. So it's awesome.
Awesome.
All right, so we have our eggs and our cheese kind of mixed together.
Trevor said that you cut your corn like a man who blames Obama for the gas prices.
Obama?
Okay, so we're gonna
Do you know what the funniest video is about Obama? It's the Obama phone. I got my Obama phone.
Yeah, we know friends of our show, D-Rug and Jolly, and
Did they get an Obama phone?
they do, and that's what they use for all their music.
Are you serious?
I'm dead serious.
We're gonna get Obama.
We're gonna get our own Obama thing.
Everybody can.
So corn in. So we have our live corn, our whole kernel. All right, you can see how this is kind of pulling together now, right? See how the
Oh, she's screaming, "Daddy, Daddy!"
So we have the fresh corn, plus the cream corn, plus the cream cheese, and the eggs.
yes,
Okay.
heavy cream.
Oh, buddy.
That's only about 2 tablespoons of heavy cream. Okay,
I've never made this before, so I'm excited.
melted butter. That's about 2 tablespoons of melted butter.
All right.
Okay.
Okay, it is gonna be rich.
It's
Yeah,
gonna be yummy.
again, it's a
No, I'm
pudding.
talking about you. In this kitchen. In the
Right
house.
again. Yeah. So sugar, anywhere. This is a subjective thing. So I like mine just sweet. I want the corn
We
to
like
showcase.
ours a little more sweet, though.
So that's about.
Oh, all right.
By the way, a palm is about a tablespoon. You get a good palm. So I do about a tablespoon and a half, like that. That's about what I like to do. We'll get that
Sam
butter.
said everybody's tuning in just to S on Tom.
Oh, how dare you?
He's doing great.
Yeah, you're actually not doing bad.
So
I cut 2 pieces of corn.
I know, but I didn't even know you could do that.
Come on.
we really didn't. We had no idea.
I think Jimmy's really impressed.
I am very impressed. Okay, this is fine corn meal. Okay.
Okay.
So this will act with our egg. It's going to come together. It's going to bind this up really nice.
Yep.
And at this point, once we get the meal mixed in, we can kind of see the body of the pudding take place. You got to remember our eggs in there.
You are flicking that stuff all over the place, and we are trying to sell a damn house.
It's honestly, big question, because I see you use these ginormous mixing bowls all the time.
Yes.
Where can I find those? Because I do not have those, and I need those bad.
Best price you can get, I think, is Old Time Pottery. Believe it or not, that
Really?
Old Time Pottery has these things, and
We
it's a
used
stainless
to.
steel
I don't
bowl,
know if
man.
they still
And you
do.
can get them for like what, $8, $9, $10, whatever it is.
Cool.
And you can get them in different sizes. I always keep a couple of these. I usually use one of these, but I don't have it out for scraps. Like if I'm cooking and I want to go, like I keep one on the side. It's kind of a Rachel Ray thing. Feel free. No,
No.
Very good.
She's got
Let's move forward.
triangle. she's got triangle tees.
She's a billionaire with a pizza slice.
Yeah, she is a billionaire with gigantic pizza boobs. That's no question at all. Okay, so we have our pan here, 13 by 9, and you can make this like a bunch of different sizes. I mean, if you want to. This is actually going to be a little thin, which I have no problem with because we're going to get it crispy on each side. This is also another thing that you could cook, let completely sit, and then cut it into squares, and then panko it, and then pan fry it in butter to really because it'll just be like a corn pudding cake. You could do that if you'd like.
Oh, kind of like Four Rivers does with their grits.
Exactly, and we've done that with the grit cakes with the shrimp and grits, kind of like from Marlowe's. We're going to grease our pan with a little bit of butter. Because why not? It's flavor and not like vegetable oil, and you only need a little bit. It'll actually spread really, really well.
Why are you greasing the pan?
Because we don't want the thing to stick to the sides. We want it to bubble up, and it's actually also going to cause it to kind of crisp a little bit on the edges. You'll get that good caramelization. That's why you use butter, because butter burns a little bit. That's why you want when you cook steaks. you want to sear it in butter because butter gives you that really good outside sear.
My roofer drink is, I feel like I'm going to die.
You drink too much caffeine today. I told you.
I don't feel
Are you
good.
sweating?
I'm not sweating, but something bad is happening in my heart.
It's also the DT's kicking in. I told you not to stop drinking. Idiot.
Daniel, what is wrong?
Do you want a beer?
I can't do it.
What day are you on?
No, can't do it. My wife is watching.
It'll keep you
If you
from
want
dying.
to slip that camera button off, okay.
So a little bit of salt, not much.
That's after, buddy.
That's it. A little bit
Kosher
of
salt?
Yeah, kosher salt always. It flakes and melts real well, and it just tastes a little bit better.
Gotcha.
I think. We're
Yeah.
ready to kinda-
So what are we making again?
This
For
is
the
corn
people that
pudding.
just tuned in.
This is corn pudding. It's got cream cheese, butter. It's got some milk in there. It's got some cream in there.
Now, Jim, let me ask you, what in the food world is considered a pudding? Because the only pudding that most people know, like myself, is like a cold Jello pudding. Is that frowned upon?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's instant pudding, which is not really pudding.
Well, I'm saying, so pudding can be hot, cold. Is it like a
There you go.
it's just a mixture, like a jambalaya? Is it a word like that?
No, pudding actually, it's almost always with eggs, like in its sets. Like when you make bread pudding, you basically take old bread, you soak it in eggs, cinnamon, sugar, nutmeg, whatever, and you pour it in a pan just like this. You bake it off, and then it turns out the eggs kind of gooey and
And then it binds everything
Yeah.
and it turns into a solid.
And this will actually rise up a little bit, so don't worry about this being a little bit thin. It's going to kind of, if it's like this, it'll give me that in the pan.
Okay.
And so if you want to double this recipe, you
Yeah.
certainly can. Just be careful when you put it in your pan. Let's go ahead and go in. 375.
Yep.
Wherever that is.
Oh.
Oh, sorry. That's where I put the cast iron.
Oh my! Oh no!
Oh no!
Oh, we got
Jim's bad man.
We that's what's called
Well, you should
lack
have
of
checked
storage.
it. You should have checked it before you turned it
Yeah,
on.
right. There's no reason. Right.
I used to
I should
store my dishes in my oven too, but I
Aw.
found that you graduated to a bigger.
Who's mad?
Earlier.
Wait a minute, who's mad?
I don't know.
Nobody's mad.
Look at me. Aww. You can't be mad with the mouse face.
Oh man, this is why I love this show.
So bad. All right. Deviled eggs. Now we're going to make these deviled eggs, and my favorite deviled egg in the world is this deviled egg right here.
Okay.
By the way, I don't know what they do. Dukes!
Oh, so good.
Dukes!
Why do you like Duke's mayonnaise better than? Because I like it too.
You know what? I've eaten all of them. Obviously.
You're not a Miracle Whip guy,
I'm
or
not.
on
I
certain occasions.
None, ever.
See, on a
occasion.
sandwich, I go Miracle Whip. For anything else, mayonnaise, it's Duke's.
That body, a little bit more lemon in there than normal. It's a little bit salty too. I like it. But I think it's the lemon content.
All right.
The names got quite a range too, because they're like, we're good at mayonnaise and electricity. It's like, yeah, that's a lot of range.
That's number 2 too, right?
Right. You're right. All right. Deviled egg. Organic eggs are a pain in the ass to peel, by the way. When you cook them, these are organic cage-free eggs.
Yeah, Jimmy didn't do a good job.
Thanks, baby.
Why are they harder
Yeah, I mean, you do a good job.
I do not know why.
Are they harder to peel because you have to take the cut the beard and the hipster glasses off of them?
You have to pry the bourbon barrel aging beer out of their hands first, and then.
There's nothing my dad enjoyed more than deviled eggs.
Really?
I myself, and I hear Tori say this almost every broadcast, she's not a fan of anything you cook. And she'll say, Jimmy's good at making these, but I don't like it. Right? You say that a lot.
Daniel, isn't there a life hack I saw on Facebook about peeling hard-boiled eggs? Like once you get them out, you put them in some
Ice
sort of-
bath.
An
in
ice
an
bath.
ice bath, and then
The other thing is you put a couple tablespoons of vinegar in the water you're cooking them in.
Oh, that's what Michael just said. Hey, everybody said that you should have just put that corn in that cast iron and shut your mouth. Like a good man.
Wow.
This is one of the more aggressive episodes.
We picked the wrong show.
We should not have come here.
Is your daughter watching?
Yeah.
Oh.
Don't be that person.
Oh.
Ever in your life. Don't be that mean, spiteful, hateful woman in your life.
Now, Jimmy, with deviled eggs,
Yes.
all no matter what, to be a deviled egg, you have to hard boil it, take out the insides, and then do whatever you want, and then put it back into the hat.
Yes.
And that's considered deviled egg, no matter what the recipe is.
Yeah, as far as I know, every single deviled egg I've ever had in my life
Oh, that's good.
is exactly this way. You build them like this. We're gonna put some on the plate, then we'll actually plate some for pretty time.
Trevor said, don't say that. Trevor said that he loves Dukes because he loves America.
Is it American? I hope it's made in China.
I'm looking.
Get you.
I'm looking.
Proudly made in North Korea.
Richmond, Virginia.
Oh, see? That's super
pretty southern
American.
too, man.
So like American.
Sugar free.
Your family's
It's
Hold on,
100 years old.
What other mayonnaise is all mayonnaise is made in America, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh,
It's
Peggy.
an American thing.
Peggy's checking in.
Hey, Peggy hates
Peggy hates me. She tells me I talk too much.
Oh, I know Peggy.
It's fine. Peggy said if you just put the egg in a small jar with a little bit of water and shake it, it'll just come
We
right
can
off.
do that with
The
garlic,
shell will
too.
come right off.
That's too much trouble, Peggy. You know what?
Peggy, thanks so much for your input. Now on with the show. So I start off with a little bit of mayo first.
Okay.
And a little bit of mustard. I use Grey Poupon
Oh, that's good mustard.
Say it. Do it.
because I'm fancy.
Do it.
Grey Poupon.
No, you have to say it.
Grey
Do you
Poupon.
have any
Thank you.
Grey Poupon?
Jimmy is
Why,
French,
yes,
I
sir.
forget every time.
Yeah, Colbert. Okay, so I just take the top of my whisk and I beat these things down.
That's a baton.
I take this baton, Tom Man's baton, and I kind of see an idea where my mayo is. Obviously, I'm short, and we want to get some more.
I know what you did there.
Now, how do you know you're short?
Well,
Well, I mean, look at me.
I was asking.
Pretty short.
see how dry it is? That's not going to pipe very well. So I add it little by little. 'Cause
What's the over-under that he knows what piping is?
none.
Nah, I know what piping is.
Everybody that knows what piping is says, nah, I know what piping is.
Listen, I do it every night so I can go to sleep and stay with my kids during the weekends.
Oh, that looks good already.
So we're pretty close, and the reason why we want to stop there, I would usually add a little bit more, but now we're going to start building our flavor for this. This is a Southwestern kind of thing, so we have a little can of Chipotles. I'm only going to crack the lid.
Is that the adobo sauce?
That's the adobo. We want a little bit of the adobo.
Oh, man.
We
I
want
love
a
adobo sauce.
little bit of organic cumin.
Okay.
Cumin is, by the way, the spice that makes tacos taste like tacos.
It smells like
Yeah,
I love it.
smells like sweat.
Indian.
Red chili powder, or just chili powder. These are all probably about, you don't need a whole lot of this stuff. A little bit of cayenne. Just a little bit, because we're going to add some other stuff later.
AJ says you look like Will Wheaton.
Who, me?
Yes.
I don't know who that is.
From Star Trek The Next Generation.
A little bit of lime.
Oh,
Okay.
okay. What does that do?
Just add some lime flavor. You gotta remember, we're making a Southwest.
You squirted that lime in my eye, sir. I'm going to sue you.
It's gonna be hard.
You better hurry up.
Now, I've never had a Southwestern-y style egg.
Yeah.
Oh.
You're going to tonight.
Well, no, I mean like a deviled egg. Like I didn't
Yeah.
even know. I mean, I know that's really naive to say, but I never thought about them being done in different styles. before.
All my meemaw ever did with deviled eggs is she did the same exact process, put the yolks in a bowl, whipped it up with hunts, like
Ketchup?
Tons.
Ketchup?
Ketchup? That's disgusting.
So worse than ever heard.
You put more adobo in there. Is that because it didn't?
Didn't have enough spice yet. So also, this is my opinion.
Oh, Amy wants to fight. She wants to know if you've been working out, baby.
Oh,
Oh.
I think it's obvious. Do I need to answer? I mean,
Is that what that lens is for?
The workout
To
lens.
alternate reality? I'm standing here with Jimmy. No one's been working out. I'm sorry.
I have a sharp knife, like right there. So that's a little bit of paprika. This is what we're gonna put on at the very end. Okay, this is cayenne. We don't want to do that.
David said, can we get these eggs a little more Christ-like because devil sounds off-putting.
Okay, I don't know how to respond. Huh?
Do you know the origin of like deviled ham and deviled eggs? And I know I'm doing
Deviled ham is one of my favorite naughty treats.
Is it really?
I will go down the aisle and buy it in the paper. You know?
Yeah. Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
The Underwood.
Yeah, I love it.
Stick a figure in there.
All right.
Heard that before.
I'll use my pinky.
I just washed, so I'm going in.
You're fine. We're all friends here.
Well, that's good, dude.
Good.
Yeah.
Flavor good there.
Now,
I think a little bit more chili powder.
ooh, yeah, that's good on the back end on that.
Yeah.
Man. That's really tasty.
I think actually a little bit more.
Yeah, that stuff's...
Because we're going to add some stuff on the top, too.
That stuff's the secret for almost every dish you want to be Southwestern. You just buy a couple cans of that. But you know what stinks about that? I don't understand is that you always have to buy it with the peppers or whatever's in there.
Right, the peppers.
Can't you just buy a jar of that?
You can. But I actually like the peppers. Like when I make my chili for the competitions and stuff.
Do you use them?
Yeah, I use them. That's one of my big. It just has that great smoky flavor. And see what we're gonna put on these at the very end. You'll see we're gonna sprinkle them with smoked paprika, which I think isn't. If you do not have a jar of smoked paprika in your pantry, I think it's an absolute must. I really do. You can just do so much with it, especially if you're working with this flavor profile. You can do a lot.
Smoked paprika every day. I'm sorry.
What is that?
Okay, so while he raps,
Is that a rap?
That's it's like the 1,000th marijuana reference you made.
No, I didn't make any. 2.
Okay, so we only need a little of this. So I want to do some dicing skills here.
Okay.
So we're gonna take this. We're only going to cut this little half off here because that's all we really need. This is for color. We're going to use this for garnish.
Okay.
It actually adds some flavor to it as well.
Is this going on the top of our eggs?
Yeah, we're going to sprinkle this around the top to make a little mix. Dig it for sure.
Could you make these? Actually, I see the jalapenos. Okay, never mind.
Yeah.
I was going to ask if you're going to throw any of the spicy variety peppers in there.
Yeah. So I mix them. You got to remember when you're doing it for mixed company, you got to be careful simply because you don't know what you're running into. This is one of the coolest things that we've learned. If you have a potato peeler, a lot of them will have that little pointed end. If you ever wondered what before.
This is what I do for your jalapeno.
The potato peeler pointy end is made to hollow out jalapenos.
That's exactly what I do when I make you the jalapeno poppers that you like me to smoke. That's exactly what I do.
Wow.
Actually, I have my wife do it. She wears rubber gloves too, because if you're going to do a lot of those, it can get kind of
Yeah, you can. So we'll set the side.
When you go pee-pee later, you'll know.
What does it happen? What happens?
Oh, it happened bad.
When you go pee-pee? I never heard
Well, you
that.
touch.
Yeah,
Oh.
your face is made of the same skin as down there.
Yeah?
It burns you.
All right. Good to know.
That's a pro tip.
That's Tom Man's tip of the day.
All right.
Well, we got a real chef here, Jeff.
Welcome to our cooking show. Tonight we're talking about how not to touch your genitals after handling your jalapenos. That's on the next Primetime Kitchen.
It's a real problem.
Matthew said mayo isn't American.
It's probably French, I guess.
Yeah, I would imagine.
The French are good at mixing stuff.
Yeah, but we're the ones that made it famous.
They take stuff and whip it up.
Dice jalapeno. So, you want to try to dice some stuff?
No,
I would like to see him dice, like you just did.
Okay, so I'm going to show you. Knuckles in.
Now, do you need super old man fingers? Because is that the trick?
They're asking for you to take your t-shirt off, TC.
Why? What do you mean, take my t-shirt off? Like, do this with shirtless?
Well, you're supposed to dice with your boobs jiggling.
It's for insulting me. That's what it is.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah, he's got his own audience. You forget that.
I know, yeah. They're getting you.
So
Don't even
we
do
create
that.
with a julienne. A julienne is like a thin strip, and then we turn that sideways. We're going to grab this bunch with our pinky and our thumb and kind of pull it together.
Okay.
And the whole time we're digging our kind of nails into the top. And we're going to rock the blade.
Oh.
Don't rock the blade, baby. Rock the blade, don't rock the blade over. And
I liked it.
we're going to just kind of,
He did that
we're
last.
going to use this motion like this. And when you get close, you want to let that blade just right up on your knuckle there. And then tuck your fingers in. That way you don't run into any of that stuff.
Yeah, do that, TC. I can't wait.
And when I do, I told this before, the technique I use is as I get low, I actually squeeze it, as I push it out like that with my hands, so I don't get. I cannot believe I haven't cut myself on the show before, by the way, guys.
Don't say that. You'll
But
do
what
it
I'm saying
tonight.
is,
Yeah, you
I
shouldn't
can't
have said
believe-
that.
Now, real quick, a lot of people will use those slap chopper things for these.
Slap
Yeah, where do you stand on that? Because
Okay, I'll tell
I've
you.
gotten lazy and I use it, but then sometimes you mutilate your.
And that's the problem.
Yeah.
So these have a load of water. I mean a lot of water. So what you don't want is when you start slap chopping these, although that blade looks sharp, it's really not sharp, it's just thin. And what will happen is as you're hammering it down, not only you're actually just crushing them. Yeah, you're chopping them, but you'll notice, look how dry my cutting board is there, a little bit. If I were doing that with a slap chopper, it would all be wet. There'd be a puddle here.
Yeah.
That's the flavor we want from the pepper. You're leaving it on your cutting board. That's the whole idea.
And there's no way to straighten those blades like you could with that.
No way. It
Yeah,
just doesn't
you're right.
work like that. They're great for mass chopping onions or garlic if you have a lot to do, because garlic doesn't have a ton of water and you can get away with it. But this stuff that has water, you have to be careful because you're leaving all the flavor on the cutting board. You don't want to do that. You ready to try that?
Yeah, all right. Let's see this. So I curl my
This
fingers.
is a knife.
I know that.
Yeah.
Just sideways like this. Oh, I almost stabbed you.
Grab it with your finger.
Okay, yeah.
Now,
Okay.
pour down.
And
now
then
rock the blade into it.
Rock. Okay.
And give it a little cutting motion as you do it, like this.
Yeah, okay. There you go.
Pretty good.
I got it.
That one's too thick.
You're going back. And they are pretty thick.
Oh,
They want to know what you use to sharpen your knives with.
I use a straightening steel, and occasionally I use a
That one's terrible.
stone that my grandfather left me,
Yeah.
and I will work.
sideways.
I'll work my blade into a good edge, and then to get those fingers in, dude.
Okay, well-
that thing will take that nail off in no time. If you bleed on my show, you'll never come to my house again.
Jimmy, you're the only person I know who looks older now than your grandfather did as a grandfather.
I've aged poorly.
All right.
No, that's pretty good. I think this is passable.
I got it.
Everybody has anxiety right now.
Yeah.
Like they're at home going,
Yeah.
I already told TC I'm gonna come here and I'm just gonna hang out and
Good,
give
dude,
like
that's actually
and
really
ask
good.
questions and do commentary.
I'm
and
very
everyone else.
impressed.
I
That's damn good, dude.
I know. Well, you know,
Okay, you got one more pepper.
it's a,
Well, you gotta stay on time. You gotta stay on time.
if I try to do this,
well, we're going to be here for a while because that just went in.
Well, yeah, but it's pretty thin. It's gonna.
Don't you do the magic where you pull out the other one? You're like, well, here it is.
Earlier we did this.
Yeah.
You want to try this, Dan?
I do not.
Okay.
Daniel is fighting his monster drink right now.
Yeah, I really do not feel good. I feel really poor.
I'm telling you, that's why you gotta.
It's the worst stuff in the world that you can do to your body.
Take a shot of Tito's.
I feel bad.
I have
Do you have a
to
trash can I can throw up in?
It's outside because I don't like the smell of garbage.
Or vomit, for that matter. So it's,
Hey, never mind.
What's your favorite pepper?
I like the green ones still. The green ones are the ones I cook with the most. So we're gonna go ahead and put our jalapenos in there. Obviously, you notice we have a little cilantro there.
Now, Jimmy,
Where do you stand on cilantro? Because some people hate it.
One of my favorite things of all time.
I think as I've gotten older, I have more of an appreciation for it now. I feel like when I was younger, it was too strong, and
Yes.
now that my taste buds are dulled from time and bad living, I need more of it.
I will say something that I do know is cilantro is easy to grow because in my tower
Oh
garden,
yeah, your whole
I had-
backyard was cilantro.
It was a giant cilantro bush, and I was putting it in everything, which not good. I was like, oh, look at this, free cilantro. So it definitely, you should use it sparingly, but easy to grow if you ever wanted.
Why does Jimmy have the bag out? You know.
Nah, no idea.
Well, I'm gonna smother you with it.
Okay, let me guess. You pour like all the inside of the deviled eggs in the bag, and then you cut it like a pastry.
That's it. How did you manage that?
Wait, you took another booger off me? That's my son's.
James
Okay.
wants to know what you're drinking. TC.
Me, White Claw.
White Claw.
Tom and Dan sponsor.
That's good. Now, do you only use the bag out of convenience, or do you ever use like a traditional, like real piping bag with the stupid little attachments and all that?
I do not use the stupid attachments because this is going to serve. Now, if I was doing something where I had to,
Make it look fancy.
if I had to have a design like a little swirly or whatever, you get the tip.
Andrea said that she said, Daddy's a rabbit. And then Enna said, eat those peppers, you POS. And then,
What have we done?
Yeah, listen, hard. Apologize.
All right, that looks good.
and then they want you guys to do a triple tip touch.
All right. Calm down. We're cooking here.
There it goes. Oh yeah, that works really well.
Oh, yeah.
You're a genius. Write that down. Oh man.
Some people think cilantro tastes like soap.
Hey, watch. See how I'm doing that little thing where you...
Yeah.
So you pull it out, stick it back down there so it pushes it down.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah. It gives you like a little
Little
presentation. Yeah.
Little nip. Oh, you got a mosquito.
Is anybody paying attention to the grossly inappropriate sexual content coming from Kevin Titties over here?
I told myself driving over here I was going to take this very serious because it is the show that I watch with my daughter. It's like our fun time. And TC's taking. You're picking up my slack. I appreciate it because normally I would be the one being
He
disgusting.
doesn't. You're right. He doesn't want you. He doesn't want to look like the bad guy here.
Okay, so
That looks really yummy.
so when
And I'm excited to try these because maybe I have found the deviled egg I like. Because I feel like I just haven't had ones that have been cooked correctly. I feel like the ones that I get are too traditional. I don't like them.
Well, you swore off eggs a long time ago, right?
No, I'm back in.
You're back in
I'm
the
back
eggs?
in the egg game.
No, you didn't
Swore
tell
of
me.
what?
Eggs.
I
You and Guy
got to a
Fieri.
point where I couldn't eat fried eggs, scrambled eggs. I don't know why. I ate so many of them. I'm like, I don't like them anymore. But I'm back in the game.
Okay, so
Doug wants to know if this is going to get syndicated.
Well, not with us on it. That's for sure. And syndication is dead.
yeah, it is.
It's syndicated right now. You
Yeah,
can
it's
watch this in China.
It's the internet. It's worldwide. You can literally watch it. Antarctica has some sort of internet.
He said, Tom telling Jim how to cook. Go figure.
Oh, they're so mean.
No, they're awful people. Okay, so we have our little mix. So we have our egg. Believe it or not, it's done.
Oh, that looks really yummy. I noticed you got out some sriracha too. Is that for extra heat? Or
Yeah.
is that for something else?
And I actually like to put a little extra heat because we're going to put a little drop. I like
Carrie wants to know if you've ever used relish.
I don't use relish because I love the Lord. And people who use relish do not love it.
Have you ever made your stuffed mushrooms on this program?
Do we do a stuffed mushroom tour?
No.
Jimmy's stuffed mushrooms are first thing he ever cooked for me. That was probably
20
years ago.
Yeah.
At least.
Little cilantro.
What knives do you use, babe?
I use Shun knives exclusively. I like Shun. They're sharp. They stay sharp.
Yep.
Beautiful.
Other pros I know use them. Brian Thoman from Canvas uses a Shun knife. A little bit of lime on top.
Peggy said that your stuff looked like baby poop.
Okay. Thanks, babe.
Good job, Peggy.
I love Peggy. She's like, wah, wah, wah.
Does she want everything?
Yes, I
Every
love
week?
it.
Okay, you gotta have one of those.
Alex said, way to go, Jimmy.
Smoked paprika on the top.
David said, little piles of deliciousness.
Yeah, these look really good.
Yeah.
Dig in.
What is it?
That, and
Are
that's
they-
how
are
we
they
do
good?
it.
No, I gotta take a picture. What are you
Well,
talking about?
oh,
You
yeah,
have to
yeah,
make
yeah.
others.
You want me to snap one for you?
Here.
Yeah.
Over there. So I'll make another little plate so we can have some.
Here.
Thanks.
Actually, you know
I
what?
love
I'm gonna
this.
make them on this plate.
I'll get you a good
And the cool thing about making these, you don't really have to. It doesn't have to be just fancy. You just gotta get it in there.
Yeah.
top there. No.
You say the green peppers have the most flavor?
I think they do. Yeah. The other ones are just kind of sweet and flavorless, but the green ones do have that stereotypical, bell pepper flavor that you know.
Yeah.
Like if your mom ever made stuffed bell peppers as a kid with rice and hamburger meat and stuff like that.
Now, is that the paprika that smells so darn good?
All right, you guys can have some now.
Man, that smells good. I'm going in.
Alex said, what's Jimmy's opinion of Cutco knives?
I've never used a Cutco knife. I've used Hinkle,
Cheers.
Wusthof, other knives like that. Not Cutco for sure.
Okay.
Oh, that's good.
With a sriracha.
Dude,
Jeremy wants to know if you're going to include Tom and Dan on the acknowledgement section of your cookbook.
I'm not.
man, Jimmy, those are really, really good.
I think it's like the first time we've ever eaten on the show.
It is. We should eat more. It's because I have to take pictures. You have to make
That's
2
good.
plates.
Those are really good.
Yeah.
Josh said Captain T's.
Man, that's good.
That does not
Another
taste like a deviled egg, though.
No,
It
it's
does not,
so
does it?
good.
It does not.
It has a totally different profile.
Yeah, and coming from the deviled egg guy that does not like deviled eggs, I'm going back. These are phenomenal.
I like them because they're not traditional and they.
I think this is your secret, though, right here.
Yeah, the Chipotle.
That
the
stuff's,
mole is
that stuff's
great.
the joint.
A little bit of heat, not much.
Heather said that she always chops up bacon to go in her deviled eggs.
Mm-hmm.
It gives it some flavor.
Look, we've made them. They make.
Amy, I was kidding. I don't want to fight you.
You just fights with it.
That's not a good thing to say to your audience.
Dude, those are great. Yeah, that is really good. I could probably sit down and eat the entire. I mean, I don't know how many calories that is, but
Oh, it's not good.
It's not. I wouldn't say it's terrible.
dive hard as I
Trevor said relish is for poor people.
Okay, yeah, it is. I agree with that. Remember, don't look at this corn pudding and smell this more importantly.
Oh, I smell it already. You just opened it.
Okay, so again, this is our corn pudding we put in the oven earlier as we made these
Those are
deviled
great.
eggs. So corn pudding is basically your cream corn, whole kernel corn that we shaved.
Yep.
It's butter.
Yep.
It's a little bit of heavy cream.
Uh-huh.
Some cornmeal.
Yep.
And you could throw cheese in this if you want. I mean, you could. You could
I think
throw,
it would be
you could
good
throw
with
bacon
little
or ham
cheese.
in there if you wanted.
Cheese would be good.
But
Oh. Oh, hold on. Sorry, guys.
It's the smell.
I know, but they can't
Stand over
smell
Man,
it.
that smells like Cracker Barrel.
Yeah, it does. It has that great, beautiful roasty corn
Oh,
flavor.
look at the edges.
Yep.
That butter on the edge is starting to make that.
Yeah.
Oh man,
Boiling up.
Jennifer, relish is a Baptist requirement. That's true.
damn, Jimmy, those are really tasty.
Thank you, dude.
Yeah.
So, again, this weekend, you guys are doing something very special. If you haven't tuned in, Tom and Dan are here. By the way, like and share this video tonight. We want to be able to get as many likes as possible.
Like and share. Like and share.
Like and share. We're going to be at this cool event they're doing this Saturday in Sanford.
Yeah, it's the Bad Business Beer Fest. It's in Sanford at Weston Trading Company in Celery City. It's
Completely
an outdoor
free.
event.
Yeah, it's absolutely free if you're 21. You
Yeah.
get to sample beers. We do full pour beers, and all of the money for from the cups for full pours. They're $10.
Yeah.
The cups, pardon me, little adobo sauce. All of that money goes to a charity that we've been working with for years called the Yellow Brick Road Foundation, and they do a lot of great work for kids that have congenital heart defects.
Yeah, and then we have 2,500 like 5-ounce pour cups, and you come out, you bring your ID. You have to be 21 and up. You get a wristband sample cup. We got 40 breweries giving out awesome craft beer.
I'm super excited.
And
Yeah, it's funny. And families
got
can
live
come
music.
out.
Yeah,
I mean,
kids are
obviously, we
fun.
want you to be wristbanded, and if you're 21,
Yeah,
you have to be 21 to drink. But families, live music in that area. I know a lot of people bring their dogs down. It's a great Sanford.
dogs
Man,
are welcome.
Sanford's like the easiest and most fun place to party, and they call it Sanfording. It's actually a term that the city uses. Like, come on down in Sanford with us.
Well, and the thing is, you guys have been working with the city for quite a while. You formed a relationship years ago, and they let. As a matter of fact, Sunday they're doing something cool they've been doing for a long time as well.
Yeah, the cow traces, the annual cow traces, and this year they've added recliners. If you don't know what that is, it's where teams, sponsored by usually restaurants or bars, they build a couch with wheels and they race up and down the streets of Sanford to bring home a ginormous trophy. And Tom and I are your hosts, and I get to play DJ, wedding DJ for the night.
Hell yeah.
So you're going to hear a lot of Kid Rock and Rob Zombie because I play the absolute worst music I can find in order to make it sound a little more douchey.
And we're the call men, so we just make fun of fat guys running.
We're going to be out there. Tori and I will be out there. We're going to have some
For sure.
PTK koozies and stuff, and I think we're going to have a little bit of the merch at the merch tent. So if you want to go by and check some stuff out, we've reduced all of our prices to clear this out so we can get new designs in so you can take advantage. And we're also going to dedicate some of those proceeds over to Yellow Brick Road as well. We want to help as well. We'd love to, if we sell enough to buy one wagon, it'd be awesome.
Oh God! I accidentally stole a PTK T-shirt here because when I brought my kids over during the hurricane,
Right.
when I was, they were running crazy around your house, and then some things spilled on the ground, and I just threw it all in a bag, and it was a PTK shirt,
Oh,
and
good.
also Tori's she had this tumbler that was her.
Oh, the one she's been looking for.
Right. I stole
I have
mine.
this busted thing.
And then my wife yelled at me, "Don't forget to bring this over your house," and I forgot.
What did you do? Yeah, no way you remember
You
that.
didn't forget to come over in a booger shirt.
That's my kids' boogers.
That doesn't make it better. Kid Booger doesn't make it
Yeah,
better.
Josh will be there. Totally.
So we'll have this up at ptkradio.com as well. And a lot of people, we actually filled out the other two recipes. So there are brand new recipes for dishes I've been slacking on a little bit. So if you go to ptkradio.com, we've updated all of that. Let's see what else
Are we
have
doing a
coming up.
post show tonight, or what's
no,
the deal?
No post show tonight.
Aw.
The computer is acting like a complete ass.
That's because you downloaded porn.
I did not let download porn.
I knew it.
He did. He was like, I'm downloading malware bytes. He was in there for like 4 hours, and then he's like, it's
4 hours?
Yeah.
Man, you need to go to the doctor. That's too
It's
long.
a priapism,
Let's
right?
just say that Malware Bikes has a really talented ass.
Your prostate's like a hot red pepper.
Actually, here it is right here. We just topped our we topped our eggs with my flaming prostate.
That'll help viewership.
This is one of Tom's kids' boogers. And there's another booger right
Stop
there.
it.
So we're waiting for our corn pudding to get done, and as soon as we get done, here, what we want you to do is take this to Thanksgiving, man. This is a little different. It'll kind of set a different standard. Now, when you're asking somebody to eat a deviled egg that has cayenne pepper and mole sauce in it, kind of know your audience thing. And kind of, you don't have to have the jalapenos on there.
Yep.
You don't have to make it as spicy. You can just use that one profile with cumin and chili powder, which gives you that Southwestern flavor, and just top it with the peppers. Everybody's going to love it. Also, you know what we didn't talk about yet?
What?
We went to the really famous Art Smith's homecoming this weekend.
Oh, that was so
Because we
good.
went from Lanuba, they're closing it down.
Yeah.
And Lakia, who is
They're putting something Lanuba in there.
I got it.
Is it the house? Is it the house that doesn't do good?
It's a general vibe that you
I don't know. I look at you and I'm
like,
like, he likes dad jokes.
So we got to go out. They invited us out, which was so sweet. We got great seats, saw the show. It was amazing. Of course, it always is. And then when we left, before we got there, we actually went to Art Smith's and got some of that world famous fried chicken, which was amazing. But man, how good was that charcuterie board at
I could not stop eating it.
Daniel? You get the
Oh, my
charcuterie board. It's
Lord.
called the Jasper board.
Yeah,
This is from Jasper, Florida.
What did they put on it?
So, in the middle is a cup of the smoked fish dip. On the sides are this amazing shaved ham. 2 in-house made cured hams. One was kind of a chorizo.
That's my magician name, the Amazing Shape Ham.
charcuterie board and Jasper are my RB1 and 2 on the fantasy team.
I can't believe you just said that.
No.
So, but it had this, but what made it so incredible is it had the crackers were basically the same dough you make buttermilk biscuits out of.
House made.
But he rolled it thin, and they cook them and it's like a crack, Daniel.
Still like a biscuit cracker?
We could
so
not
good.
stop eating it. We couldn't. I mean, it was.
Well, I know Tori's a massive bread fan.
Oh
I know
man.
that.
It had so much flavor. It was so thin to have so much flavor. It was
Crunchy,
delicious.
beautifully made, and then she had chicken and dumplings, or chicken and dumpling soup,
Yep.
which was also really good. We had a great experience, and matter of fact, we already saw people on Facebook that took our recommendation, went out. Not to mention, this time of year, Disney Springs is by the way,
I love it.
it's an absolute madhouse.
Yeah.
So plan for some
yeah.
time. All the garages were full.
Well, the parking garage and it has those little lights so you can see where to park, and all of them are red.
But the cool thing, Daniel, is the walkover they have that goes over that main road. I forget what it is there. They have a walkover where you can park on one of those side parking lots, and when you get over the walkover, you're basically exactly where the garages are. Yeah. It really wasn't that difficult to get around there. We had a great time. We were only out there for a short period of time. It was awesome. They've done an unbelievable job of that property.
Can we check the stuff?
Yes, we can. Are we done?
Oh, can I ask you a question about these? I noticed you said that they may be too spicy for some other people. I have seen this at a party before where they put the eggs out as they are and they do.
You dress them
almost like a bar. Yeah, like a.
That's cool.
And then that way, if you're a snowflake and you can't eat the peppers, you put everything out there so they can kind of make their own because it is just a garnish.
That's actually a really good idea. You could even alter what fillings are. I mean, you could say, well, this filling has this stuff in it. If you don't like that, you could have a standard one that would be like that. So that's actually a really good idea. A deviled egg bar, I'm down. It'd be honestly almost like a what do you do?
Bloody Mary.
Bloody Mary bar, exactly.
Jimmy,
yeah.
as a chef,
Those are so good.
I'm not a
They
chef.
are good.
I'm a cook.
As a cook,
Damn,
does
those are
someone's
good.
palate get used to hot peppers and heat? Because if my wife has one jalapeno in her salsa that she's eating, she's like, oh, I'm eating jalapenos like apples. I'm eating the hottest thing, and I'm like, it doesn't feel hot to me.
I've heard you say this before, and I'm with you.
Do you get used to it?
Jalapeno is my favorite.
Jalapeno is, I think, best flavor for the heat, Daniel. I think it can.
And you get used to them, I think.
I can eat them whole.
Daniel, do you want to see your right arm? It's mine.
Oh, that's my daughter,
Yep.
Maisie, and that's her little red freckle, and this is me as a sugar skull. And they put gray in my beard, and I wasn't too happy about that. Derek Jennings from Trinity Tattoo, he did an amazing job.
He did.
We have wiped out this entire plate.
Yeah, that's kind of embarrassing that we just made them.
It was
and
an
ate them.
entire.
Oh, I'm gonna trust me. They're not gonna make
They're
it.
so good.
Dozen eggs.
But yes, your palate can develop. I've seen it happen. But honestly, some people are just so close-minded. Oddly enough, I'll tell you kind of an interesting story. A buddy of mine named Jeremiah Hilliard, who was so kind to donate this incredible amount of vegetables and shrimp and stuff for us to do our second harvest food bank. By the way, his place, Hometown Market, up in Eustis, is amazingly cool. Good fresh veggies, tons from everywhere.
Cool.
And you would think, this guy, man, this guy's got it. He's got a vegetable. I mean, he really, really appreciates unbelievable food.
Yeah.
Dude eats grilled cheese, mac and cheese, chicken nugget, happy sauce. I mean, but that goes to show you, it doesn't really matter. And his wife's got this big adventurous palate. And I've seen people who...
And he's a nugget guy.
And he's a chicken nugget guy, doesn't like to eat up meatloaf, all-American, rice gravy type guy, doesn't like anything out of the box.
Nothing
like if I
crazy.
made him a puree, he'd throw it in my face.
Nothing crazy spicy. Because
No.
I like the heat, man. The
That's
hottest-
why you like these, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
anything
they're
spicy, I'll eat. I mean, you can give me the hottest thing you'll make. That obviously not novelty. Sometimes you
yeah, pure cat,
ghost
right,
pepper, Yeah.
But that doesn't have any flavor. I mean, Daniel said it perfectly a second ago. When you get jalapeno peppers, the reason you like them so much is going to have great flavor. When you get a bowl of pho and you have all those vegetables and you see those peppers floating on top, that's when that brings all those flavors together.
All right, guys, if you want to ask questions.
Oh yeah,
go
ask
ahead.
questions. By the way,
Keep
like
going.
and share the video if you don't
Yeah,
mind.
like and
We're
share,
hanging out
please.
here with Tom and Dan,
Yeah.
celebrating and telling you guys about their Bad Business Fest coming up this weekend in Sanford. It's going to be just a giant beer fest.
Can't
it's
wait.
an absolute free event.
It's going to be so much fun.
Get there at 12 or so.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys are going to be out there selling merch.
Yep.
and-
Totally.
We're going to be out there with some free stuff too, dude. We want to make sure that we give out as much free stuff as we can.
What are your thoughts on jalapeno jelly?
It's fine. The jelly thing's
I
fine.
love it. It's good. If you add cream cheese to it, you put it on like a.
Sure.
Well, that
It's
sounds
very good.
Yeah, it's real good.
very
I mean,
good.
I don't think I've ever had that.
Oh yeah, it's,
Oh, that's looking good. The edges are looking good.
They want to know if you would do a live show at Wassie's.
I am going to do a live show at Wassie's. Funny you should mention that. Matter of fact, we just signed the deal with them, or just pitched them the other day. We're going to do a couple big events with them. And I'll tell you something else. Before the end of the year, we have another live gig coming up with Bimbo Bakery, where I can't tell you everything, but we're going to do a pop-up kitchen with Bimbo Bakery.
It's going to be so
celebrating
fun.
that new slider roll they have.
Yeah.
That's built on that Sara Lee Artisano bun.
Hey, I bought those the other week. They're
Incredible,
really good.
incredible.
Yeah.
They're so good.
They're excellent.
Now they have a little dinner roll that's perfect for sliders. So we're going to go, I'm going to make some tri-tip chimichurri sliders. And we're just going to show up in a parking lot somewhere and start making them. It's going to be a really cool event.
Contrary to what you see when you watch the show, Jimmy doesn't believe, like I tell him that we love the show and it's awesome and it's the best web content I've ever seen. And I tell him I watch it with my daughter, but he never believes me. And I listen to what he says. He's like, you got to try these Artisano, these surly bread.
And you actually take him
we
up on
bought
it.
them. They're very hard to find though because they're
Yeah,
very
they are.
popular.
They are.
And I found the last little bit of them, and they're phenomenal for a. Without having to go to a bakery or bake your own, like, it's the best you're
real.
going to find.
Yeah, you're going to find local bread that's very good. We know that Old Hearth is a great bakery and a lot of good in town. But when you're everyday bread that you're going to use, it's a great bread. They also have a wheat coming out that is, it's incredible. So, and they're people of integrity. We love working with people who have integrity, who care about being good people as well. And
Why are you working with us?
well, I'm kind of committed to you guys for life.
Andrea, I'm totally in. So each one of you, what's your favorite sushi roll? Start with Daniel.
Favorite sushi roll? Oh, my wife's in the chat room. She knows, and I'm blanking on the name right now.
That's okay.
But she'll throw it up in the chat room. But it's very similar to a rainbow roll, but I like the ones that have a ton of fish.
Yes.
Like
Oh, you do?
I think I've gone out of the roll area. Like rolls are great, but more fish better. Like why did I come there to spend a ton of money on rice?
Rice.
Right.
Give me the good tuna. Give me the
Andrea and I we love the sweet potato rolls.
Oh, sweet potato rolls are phenomenal too. If you're gonna go like unconventional type stuff, yeah, I like that way better than any roll that incorporates beef.
Okay.
Not a big fan of the beef.
No,
sushi roll.
or chicken.
Yeah.
Beef or chicken does not belong in sushi. Shrimp, eel, fish,
Eel's
salmon,
rad. Eel
tuna,
sauce
of
is
course,
rad.
awesome.
What's
all
yours?
that. I like what's our roll? Our that we get
It's
from our.
called like the 436 roll.
Yeah, I know. So the place right around from your house.
I'll look up the
Does
one.
that have crackheads running around?
No.
What are you talking about?
I
The
think.
436 roll?
Yeah, they actually make it in
I
a
live
dumpster
by there.
behind. But it's China.
It
Man,
doesn't matter.
this is gonna
What
get
is the
so-
roll?
It's their in-house
What's in
roll.
it?
Maybe it's shrimp and it's got this spicy mayo on top. It's got cucumber. It's got cream cheese. It's delicious.
the Super 8 roll.
Super 8 roll. That's it.
And yours? Are you allowed to eat fish?
Listen, how dare you? I'm allowed to, but I've been with my wife for so long that we've never experienced sushi before. I've eaten sushi rolls.
Are you
No.
serious?
Well, hold on. I've eaten it before, so it's not like it, but we don't go out there because my wife doesn't eat anything but vegetarian. So the times that I have eaten sushi, I have no idea what I've eaten. Like people,
I found it.
It was you guys giving me sushi, and then I'm eating it. I like whatever the hottest one is.
Okay, Andrea will know that I'm correct. My favorite roll is called the Dancing Shrimp Roll. And you can find it at, am I allowed to say the restaurant?
Yeah.
Sushi Lola's is on
Okay.
Corinne.
Yeah.
And it's masago, scallion, spicy mayo, eel sauce, eel, spicy tuna, avocado, shrimp tempura, crab salad, and cream cheese.
Look at that.
That is so hot.
Oh man, that's beautiful.
It is so hot.
So that is
It
our.
almost looks like a cake.
Yeah, and
God, it smells way better than a cake.
So this is our corn pudding, okay? So what you have here is one of the best things you can bring to your Thanksgiving dinner. It'll change the way you look at kind of eating corn. It's a way to shift things up.
Look at those edges.
When you get this out of the oven, let it sit for about 10 or 15 minutes and let it kind of set up.
Before
if you
you
cut
cut
it
it.
right now, it'll run. You don't want that. You want the eggs to set up. And
Okay.
then it'll actually spoon right out of there, almost like bread pudding. And like I was saying, if you wanted to take this and immediately throw it in the freezer or in the fridge and get it really cold and let it set up, and then cut that into
Okay.
cubes, and then pan sear it or panko bread it, and then fry it in butter for something a little even more unique,
Yeah.
you can certainly do that. But corn pudding is basically cream corn. We have some regular whole corn we carved off the kernel to get that great flavor.
Yep.
We have some cream, some milk, a little bit of cornmeal, a little bit of sugar in there. And we bake it all down with some eggs, and it sets up real nice. And just double up this recipe tonight that you saw that we,
Yeah.
how we're using, and it'll make a little bit more if you want. You make 2 pans. You make this pan a little thicker. You can certainly do that.
Yep.
So that's what we have: corn pudding and these beautiful huevos Diablo.
Not very many left.
No.
And that's our nice
Put
our
a hurt
Southwestern double egg. It's a big hit. Every time I've made this, they've gone fast, and we think this is good for Thanksgiving, guys. Outside of anybody doing the turkey, usually that's the home guy who owns the house. This is a good something to bring over that you will kind of be have some fun, and it's not yams or green bean casserole.
I saw something for the first time ever at the grocery store yesterday.
What was that?
And it was a whole turkey, pre-cooked and wrapped.
Oh, really?
And all you do, I guess, is buy it. If you're like a bachelor and you don't know how to cook anything, you could like literally buy it, I guess, and warm it in the oven.
That's
I
what
guess.
happens. Steve from Porky's, when he does his,
Oh, yeah.
he
That's what
roasts.
we're doing.
Oh, that's what we're doing.
He smokes his down to where it's almost done, so that when you put it in the oven at 350, that cooking time warms it up and cooks it through.
Yeah.
And they're always very good, by the
Because
way.
it's only going to hold so much smoke. I've learned
Yeah.
that with the smoking process.
Now, Jimmy, with this, because you know about like presentation and serving, so
Oh,
with
yeah,
the
good
corn
question.
pudding, do you? Because I would just
It doesn't
throw-
matter at Thanksgiving.
Yeah,
though.
Thanksgiving, there's no
Just
really...
okay,
yeah.
you don't take this out and put it on a serving tray or cut it into squares.
What I would do is, if I was serving this at home, I would get a cutter and I would make a circle out of it. I would put it in the plate.
It'd
and
be
I would
pretty,
I'd put my protein on top, and I'd stack it up so it looks like I like my plates to be high. The new tradition, or the new thing though, is to spread it out with. I mean, to make it look. I don't like that. I like my dishes to be high. I think it looks cool. And,
High in the middle,
yeah.
like my wife's bikinis. I'm sorry,
I also like it
she's
when,
not wearing a bikini anymore.
I like it. Oh my god.
Oh my
One
god.
piece, mom, one piece with frilly skirt.
I was waiting for my wife to start wearing that.
No.
A lot of they do the distracting ruffles.
Yeah,
Do we have a picture
distracting ruffles.
Huh?
We take our picture yet?
Yeah.
Yeah, I took them.
This needs lots of distracting ruffles.
Oh, bro.
Oh yeah.
Are you gonna burn your mouth?
No way.
Yeah, that's gonna fry
But you
your
can see,
face.
but you can see the texture. See how it's gonna. Look at that.
I want that edge.
Kind of gelatinous.
Get it.
I'm gonna get it. I'm going.
Is it hot? It's probably
Oh, it's real hot.
Needs a little salt.
Oh, good though.
Needs a little salt in there. That's all it needs. A little bit of salt.
Oh, I
Man,
want to eat some.
Jimmy, that's phenomenal. And that butter. Oh, if you hadn't used butter to grease the pan, I think that would have been a mistake.
100%.
That's yummy.
Oh, don't put too much salt. I got high blood pressure.
Yeah, he does.
I'm gonna stroke out.
Not
Between
here.
that and
We'll
my
take you out the
Monster
front
Energy
door,
drink.
buddy.
See, it's real
Oh,
hot.
don't make a.
That was what was
Look
that?
at the
Like
bear
like your throat opened up or something.
Oh, I eat.
That's good, right?
Yeah.
So again,
I like the burnt edges.
yeah, that's what I get.
Good.
I actually broil the top of it for a few minutes to get them extra crispy too. So.
There's a company that makes a pan. It's not a pan. It looks like an ice cube tray, the squares, and it's metal, and you smoosh it into your pan,
Oh,
so it
yeah.
gives you 100 edges.
Oh, really? That's right. I saw that.
For people that want, like me, I love the crispy edges. So you push this into this pan, and it has lines, so everywhere is an edge.
It's like when they brownies. I think
Yes.
like everybody likes the brownies.
Oh,
with
the
edge.
crispy
But you
edges.
can do it with anything, right?
Yeah, now they make that brownie brittle stuff that is like basically
crap.
it's like chips made out of the brownie edges. By the way, but that guy who suggested that earlier, I mean, I don't want to rag on that dude, but he's absolutely right. I could have easily poured this right into my cast iron pan and throw it right in the oven, and the cast iron will actually even give it a more crispy bottom edge.
Would it conduct
dude.
heat better?
And Daniel, you could
Even.
actually
It's even, right?
you could preheat it a little bit more. You could actually preheat the oven.
Oh no, you threw corn in Jimmy's beer.
That's fine. He's not even drinking anyway. He's baby drinking tonight.
Listen, what are you done?
I want these edges.
All right, let's get out of here.
All right.
All right, guys.
More of this.
All right, there we go. Episode 24 is in the books. Primetime Kitchen. It's corn pudding tonight, along with these great deviled eggs. Tom and Dan are here. Don't forget to visit these guys this weekend. We'll be there as well. It's the Bad at Business Beer Fest, downtown Sanford. You're not going to be able to miss it. Just look for the people having ass loads of fun. We start at 12. Get there. They start serving around 2 o'clock. And it's going to be live music, food trucks, a ton of fun. Of course, these guys and that crazy-ass audience they have up there, guys are the best. The BDMs are the absolute best. 3-time. Oh, bingo.
Jimmy, why do you do the pinky all the time?
I like the pinky better.
It's-
Are you want me to?
I like the pinky.
Jimmy's pinky as long as my finger. Look up, as long as my middle
They
finger.
call him Big Pinky James.
And you notice I carved that. That's the boog hook.
Don't come on. I just ate your food. Don't. What the hell?
All right.
Do the pointy fingers.
Oh, come on.
Hey, thank you so much for inviting us.
Hey,
Seriously.
dude, thanks for coming over, man.
I love this.
People have been waiting for us to have
When you
this
do
fun.
this
Well, we need to do it again.
We are going to do it
Well,
again.
I'm going to be over there a lot because, you know.
Yeah, he's going to be primetime crazy.
Yeah.
Listen how quiet your house is. All I wanted is an escape.
You're not allowed to come over.
I left my house yelling, screaming.
Daniel and I are going to sit on the lawn
Like
in chairs, dressed like Colonel Sanders, and we're just command everybody to get off our lawn all the time.
Oh, yeah. Don't forget to like and share, share.
Yeah, please.
All the Tom and Dan listeners, spread this around because Jimmy does a good job.
Yeah, and go back and watch the other episodes because
Yeah.
I love this show. So watch it. It's the only show I watch with my daughter.
And I'll tell you straight up, if you make the fried chicken dish I made a while back,
Oh, man,
that
it's the
fried
best.
chicken is exceptionally good. I'm very proud of it, so go check that out. There's a lot of things you could use that we've cooked that you could use for Thanksgiving. Just go look at all the episodes there at ptkradio.com. We have all the recipes up. Find something you like and make it for your holidays. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Don't forget, like and share. ptkradio.com. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And thank you again to Wassey's Meats in Melbourne for sponsoring the show and
And
making
see you
this
in
all.
Sanford.
And Oliver Brothers Real Estate. How about that?
Oh, totally. Oh, it's right here.
Mike is
We're giving it away.
Mike is killing
Okay.
it for us. That's the shoe knife we're giving away right there.
There it is.
And that's my sous vide as well. So thanks, Oliver Brothers. We appreciate that. TheOliverBrothers.com. We'll see you guys next week right here on Primetime Kitchen's How Tuesdays.
Bye, guys.
See ya.